So we are waiting for Massimiliano to join the live, so we can start the interview. Just introducing the subject. Um, okay, he just wrote me, so I think we are ready. Okay. Yeah, so I think we're ready. He might be just logging in, and then we can start the chat. Massimiliano is someone that I met through a friend, just met like through another friend of mine, and he's a triathlete as well. Yeah, so he just joined in. I'm gonna invite him, and then let's see.
Boa,
Hello.
boa noite, Vinícius. Como você está?
And he speaks Portuguese.
Eu falo um pouco de português, but
Um pouco.
I'm rather be confident. I mean, to speak in English because I think I forget lots of words, lots of Portuguese words.
Yeah. I was trying to learn Italian too, but I stopped because I need to learn German first. I mean, I live in Germany, so
And I
I
think
really
it's
need
much
to
more
learn.
useful German rather than Italian.
Yeah.
It, Italian is you can speak Italian just in Italy. Yeah, it could be a romantic language, sort of something similar, but it's not that useful
Yeah,
language.
it's not a lot of people, but yeah, but I mean, it's I haven't visited Italy yet. I really need to go. Like everybody says, it's a beautiful country.
Oh, come
So
on.
yeah. So in any way, I need to go and visit at some point.
Okay, you can come now. Don't be afraid about the COVID situation. It's almost, let's say, in past. It's get over. So yeah,
Yeah,
of course, you can now visit all the region of Italy. Italy is amazing. I'm just come back from a 3 days trip in a
okay.
region called the Trentino
Mm-hmm.
where I spent the last 3 days because I was supposed to be in St. Petersburg and Moscow in Russia because last Sunday it was the date of the Alpha Ironman in St. Petersburg.
Yeah,
But of
yeah,
course it was cancelled, and also my flights with Aeroflot were cancelled, and
yeah.
I prefer to spend these days with a couple of friends, actually my former neighbors here.
Yeah.
They were really amazing people, and also the people in Trentino. They are wonderful, really cozy environment. It's a region surrounded by greenish hills and mountains.
Nice.
Amazing. Every
Nice.
region of Italy have its own, traditional food, uh,
Hmm.
lots of interesting stuff. So every region you can visit, you can find something different, and that's amazing.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
before I start, because I was writing some questions this afternoon, and I have like so many. As a newbie in the sport in triathlon, I have like so many interesting questions. But before I start like asking any questions, I would like you just like to introduce yourself. Just let us know like what's your story behind like being a triathlete. How did you start? Why did you start? So
Okay. Yeah, I think also Red Bull, when they contacted me before my comeback race in Turkey last uh, end of October, beginning of November, asked me the same questions. So
yeah,
why I approached to triathlon, why Ironman, and and so on and so forth. Yeah. I started training in triathlon, I think 8, 9 years ago, give or take. And
Yeah.
I started because I always liked swimming, cycling, and running. But I used to be
Yeah.
a runner. I used to be,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I was doing athletics, but on short distances, actually, more or less.
Okay.
And then at some point of my life, I decided to try because I think it's triathlon, especially on long distances. It's a matter of motivations, You need to be constantly self-motivated.
Yeah.
If you like challenges, if you like uh, try to push yourself a little bit, not over the limit, because actually the secret to perform, to better perform, I think it's, you need to train on regular basis, but you don't have to push that much because according to a study that I found out quite recently, the 80% of the workouts that you are doing in preparation of a long distance performance, it's uh, it's a kind of aerobic, easy one, easy
Mm.
ones. It's not that you are pushing a lot, that you are doing great efforts. No, not at all, not at all. And yes, I loved all the free sports, so I decided, and I was thinking from the beginning, I should try to finish an
Mhm.
Ironman
Yeah.
because it's starting from the name,
Yeah.
starting
It's
from
one
it.
thing. One thing for me that is crazy since I met you. By the way, for like everybody that will watch this after, I met Massimiliano through a friend that I met in New Zealand, and he's a German, and he met you in
Yes.
New York. So a truly globalized crowd.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um,
And
and
I
for me,
met.
it's amazing. It's amazing, like how you never did any other distances aside from half Ironmans and Ironmans.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
for me, it would be crazy, Like I started with the sprint, because I wanted to see, you know.
Yes, I would say that normal people, yes, they should start. They used to start with the sprint, then Olympic distance, then okay, I feel comfortable, I feel really good, yeah. So I can push myself over the Olympic distance and try the half Ironman, and I mean, following a certain path that brings
Yeah.
you to the finish line of the Ironman, and you will listen those three magic words: "You are an Ironman."
Yes.
So, and yes, actually, it's really great. I really love travel, know other cultures, and I remember that year that I finished into Australia, and
Yeah.
next close to New Year's Eve, I knew Felix, our common friend, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was an amazing. We spent amazing days in Sydney, and
Nice.
yeah, we always remain in contact. It's another one of my other characteristic. It's yes, I really love remaining in contact with my friends on a global scale, and
Nice.
it's amazing because also during the lockdown period here in Italy, where the situation was quite challenging because for a person who loved to travel, for a person who is really hyperactive like me, being imprisoned in my house, even if it's I'm not talking about a small one, a 40 square meter house,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's kind of mentally challenging. Even if with my teammates we used to handle this tough period in a really successful way. I mean, we organized lots of activities, also workouts on Zoom, for example,
Mhm.
indoor cycling on Zoom. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
really proud to be a part of my team, of my triathlon club. We are, I think, 140, 150 people, and
Okay.
I'm not joking when I'm telling you that we are a big family, because
Yeah.
actually we are.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
can imagine. I mean,
that's amazing.
I only joined a triathlon club last year, and I haven't been to many workouts with them, but I already know a couple of people, and I already feel that bond, because you do need to train all the time. So it's hard to find like a lot of people like that and have this kind of passion. So I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
And especially during long workouts, maybe during the weekends,
Yeah.
it's better to have some company because maybe you have to do 3 4 hours on the bike, and it could be boring. You are not 110% motivated to perform these long workouts. So it's important to be supported by your teammates, and
Yeah.
lots of my teammates are my friends, and they give me really great support when I had that terrible accident in South Africa. So yes, I can tell you that for sure it's an amazing big family.
Oh yeah, tell us this story about South Africa, about like all that happened to you.
Yeah, I was really lucky. First of
Yeah.
all, I owe my life to a pair of I renamed them custodian angels
Yeah.
because I knew these two guys, a French one and a Brazilian one in Astana in Kazakhstan when we were there for an Alpha Ironman. Actually,
Yeah.
the Alpha Ironman where we qualified for the World Championship in South Africa. So we knew each other there, and then we started to plan our trip in South Africa all together in the same hotel, luckily. And yes, we participated and finished the World Championship of the Alpha Ironman in 2018. It was in Port Elizabeth in South Africa because every year it changes continent.
Okay. Yeah.
The Alpha Ironman World Championship.
Supposed to be in Taupo, New Zealand this year, right?
Exactly, but it was
Yeah.
cancelled yesterday.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
I mean,
definitely
everything is
cancelled.
being canceled. I had a
Oh
competition.
yeah,
I had a competition here in Hamburg in September. Yeah, and it was canceled just this week, just 2 days ago. I was really gutted. I was really
mm,
looking forward to compete again. To jump
yeah.
on the water like a lot of people.
Yeah, the situation here in Italy is little by little is reprising. Starting from this weekend, there will be some competition also more or less in this area. And about Ironman circuit, yeah, they will start again in September in some areas, especially in Europe and some others. My competition, Graz and St. Petersburg, were postponed, were put off in 2021. And
Yeah.
yes, I also registered in the Alpha Ironman in Jesolo. So
Okay.
I already have free competition for 2021.
So I
My
know you did already 10 half Ironmans and 3 Ironmans. That's insane
Yeah,
in my mind. It's insane.
well, it's
But I
only a
mean,
matter
do you
uh,
remember all of them? Do you remember all the places?
of course, I remember them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did
Where did you?
twice in
Okay.
Rapperswil in Switzerland. Then I
Okay.
did one in Luxembourg, one in Kraichgau region in Germany, close to
Ooh, I
Karlsruhe.
supposed to do this one this year. Kreshkau. I was registered and it was
Well,
canceled.
the bike course is pretty hilly, huh? Be careful.
Really?
yeah. It's not
Okay.
that easy. I suffer a lot. I mean, when the bike course is hilly or there are some mountains to climb.
Yeah.
Then I did the European Championship in Elsinore in Denmark. Then I did,
Mm.
talking about the half Ironman, I did the one in Bahrain, the one in Kazakhstan, the World Championship in South Africa. Then I did the free full were Zurich, Frankfurt, Hamburg.
Ah, you did in
Yeah.
Hamburg. You did it in Hamburg too. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even if during that competition, I mean, I suffered for an inflammation of a right tendon of my left knee.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow.
just, I mean, let's say performance finished at the half of the bike course at 90K.
Yeah.
But I finished in 12 hours and something, and not a great job that day, but I couldn't push more
Yeah.
than that pace because I was injured, but when you register for this kind of competition, you also feel that if you don't have any serious health issues during the competition, you have to cross the finish line because we are not a
Yeah.
pro. We can
Yeah.
do it even if the time is not that great. And
Yeah.
there are lots of people that would like to participate in this kind of competition, but basically for two reasons they can't. So, for example, economically wise, they can
Yeah.
afford it because it's an expensive sport.
Yeah.
We cannot hide ourselves
Yeah. Triathlon
behind
is
behind the
expensive.
finger. And
It's expensive.
yes, and secondly, come on, we are trained to finish this kind of competition. Lots of
Yeah.
people would like to finish them, but physically they couldn't because of different reasons. It's a matter of
Mhm.
respect. I mean, in an interview before the World Championship, I told to the guy, I think we are blessed to be at the starting line of these
Yeah.
competitions because it means that
Certainly.
you arrived at the day and you arrived in a great condition, more or less. Then,
Yeah.
how you finish and how you perform, it depends from lots of factors and lots of unforeseen events that you could get into during the race because, of course, the race is long. So everything could happen to you, and you need to be prepared, especially mentally wise, because
Yeah.
mentally, especially on the full distance. In my opinion, it's everything. It's everything, and I read 50% of a successful Ironman it's due to mental strength.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That
didn't.
that's one of the things that I'm most curious about because I just read it's not a biography, but it's kind of a biography of Chrissy Wellington. She won
Okay.
like the yeah Kona 4 times. She
Yeah,
said
yeah,
it's an incredible story. And one
yeah,
of the things in the book that called like my attention is that she said that even the pros get bored. You know, even
yeah.
the pros get bored during the race. So like how do you do it? Because that's one of my concerns because I think as the same as you, I'm very hyperactive person. So for me like to think that I would be 11, 12 hours, 13 hours racing, my problem won't be too much the physical because I'm training, I'm preparing myself, I'm taking care of myself. But the mental, like how do you get bored too? Like what do you do?
Not at all. I tell you. I tell you, no, because what I'm telling to you now, it could be why you are telling me this. I cannot believe you, but think that it's really true. I mean, indeed, uh, it's the perception you have in the end of
Yeah.
even of the full distance, it's so what? Is it already finished?
Yeah.
I mean, it's fast because, yeah, you don't have to stress that much, especially in the first competition. Okay, timing is important. Okay,
Yeah.
performance. Okay, but you need to arrive safe and sound. I mean, lots of people push too much, maybe during swim, during bike, and they blow off during the run. And
Yeah.
if you run out of energy during the run, I mean 21 or 32K, you
Yeah.
never finish them. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Um, you need to be prepared to everything that could go wrong because it could happen, but you are
Yeah.
mentally prepared, and you don't have to change anything from what you usually do during your daily workouts. That's a
Mhm.
must. That's the first rule. First rule. I mean,
Yeah.
if you are drinking a certain ISO or other things, you have to keep doing it during the competition. You don't have to
Yeah.
change anything. You don't have to change Google's. You don't have to change. I don't know the
Yeah.
way you sit on the post. I mean, you need to be focused, and especially in your first experience. You need to think about the red carpet, because actually the red carpet, I mean, it's triggering in you something that can motivate and push you till the finish line.
Yeah.
And yes, and when you will hear Vinicius, you are an Ironman. Come on, it's
Oh, yeah.
your job is definitely completed. Your mission is accomplished. So yes,
Yeah.
I think it's it said. I mean, just a quick quote from the Ironman: "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step."
Yeah.
It's damnly true,
Yeah.
because you need to move forward also during the race. You don't have to be focused. There are lots of I still need to ride my bike for 100K, 80K, 70K. You don't have to finish in this circle of negative thoughts. Never.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just push. Keeping on swimming, riding, running, and everything will pass quite fast, and you will for sure remember the first time for the rest of your life, and then you can
Yeah.
brag for the rest of your life that you are an Ironman. Come on, guy! It's
Yeah.
it's
Hopefully, if they don't cancel, hopefully I will hear that in October because I'm registered for the Ironman in Barcelona, but I
okay.
didn't
Okay,
hear
great.
anything about cancellation yet. But let's see what's going to happen. They just canceled the World Championship today, so you never know what's going to happen. Let's see.
Well,
Yeah.
I think life must go on. So I think, and I really hope that everything will move forward, and we will come back in a sort of normality, even if
Yeah.
we could be far at the moment. But yeah,
Yeah, right now, this is, I think these are necessary measures. There's no way we can do something different now. But I mean, speaking of the pandemic and all that happened, did, I mean, you said already that your training changed a bit. You were training more inside and doing like Zoom calls and everything. But
yeah.
did it fundamentally change? Did you have to change, I don't know, your diet or everything you were doing because you couldn't train that much, or you just kind of pushed forward and just did something at home?
Well, actually, I'm smiling because yes, I should have changed my diet during the lockdown, but I didn't. So,
Yeah.
as the result of this, let's call it stupid effect, well, I I gained some kilos. I'm still in let's say I'm still losing some of them. I'm talking about, I
Yeah.
mean, 3 4 kilo. I'm not talking about something serious, but yes, you know that you should change, but it's it's normal because the metabolism doesn't change so fast. So if you are used to eat a certain, let's say, calories per day, you will finish uh, to eat the same as before the lockdown, basically. But
Hmm.
even if I was doing 1 hour of indoor cycling, sometimes I was running in the hallway of my garages. It wasn't that
Okay.
pleasant because it's a 50-meter long, and I did also 10K down there.
Yeah.
Not that
Wow.
great. Yeah, I think my neighbors, my neighbors know me, but I think,
Yeah.
come on, it's Massi. He is mad. He's crazy. So we know
Yeah.
we know his attitudes, and yeah, I think yeah, it's something that I think taught us lots of things. This lockdown, but. I really hope that we will not finish in a second one like they are doing in Melbourne in Australia, for example. They are at the
Yeah.
moment in a
Yeah.
second, yeah, in a second lockdown because they had a spike of infections. Let's change the topic
Yeah.
because I want to
Yeah.
keeping on swimming, cycling, and running
Yeah. Yeah.
outside of my house.
Let's talk about triathlon. The pandemic is like we're dealing with it, and yeah, we're gonna get through on the other side for sure. Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
did race, you raced like in a lot of places. Do you have a favorite? Like, do you have a favorite course?
That's a difficult question because uh, I think Ironman competition are always located in nice places.
Yeah. True.
Absolutely, absolutely. I I can tell you that also, in terms of spectators, I think in Europe there were lots of people on the bike course, and they are always spur you in their language. They are trying to pronounce my name, and unfortunately, it's written
Nice.
Massimiliano on my bib number, so that's not that easy. That's not that easy for the spectators to pronounce my name.
Yeah.
But yeah, um, I think also the last one I did in Turkey, yes, it was my comeback in competition after the accident. So I felt it was a really nice competition with well organized.
Okay.
Yeah, usually the Ironman competition are absolutely perfectly organized. They're
Yeah, I
amazing.
can
They're amazing.
I can imagine. The one I did here in Hamburg was organized by the ITU, and it was already
Okay.
really well organized. It was really good. So I can only imagine the Ironman. I'm looking forward to competing on Ironman competition that I didn't have the opportunity because
Yes,
because
yes.
it was canceled. So yeah, yeah. But yeah, and do you have like I'm betting you also follow like the pros and you like to watch the other races. Do you have like any favorite athletes or someone that you really look forward to compete?
Well, I think I personally knew a pair of Italian pros, Daniel
Yeah,
Fontana, Ivan Risti. They are really great. They are really great people. But for sure, I mean, Jan Frodeno and Sebastian Kienle, the Germans, I think
yeah,
they are really great example of of great people. They are great people, first of all,
Yeah,
and then they
Germans
are.
are, I can tell you, Germans are crazy about the sport. They are crazy about triathlon here. They are very passionate
Yeah,
about it. Yeah.
and they are really strong. Like uh, lots of others in Central Europe, like for example, people from Netherlands, Belgium, uh, France, yes, but not that great. Switzerland, Austria, UK, they are strong. And then
Yeah.
of course from US and Australia as well. Because in those kind of countries, there is a great triathlon tradition. In
Mm.
Italy, it just I think in the last uh, 4 5 years, the number of participants also in the competition in Italy are increasing a lot. But
Mm.
just recently, I would say that in Italy we are kind of in the beginning of everything. Yes.
Mm. Yeah.
Now there are three 7.3 of the Ironman circuit is in Sardinia, in Cervia, and in Jesolo next year.
Hmm.
So I think when Ironman is focusing on a certain country, it means that the participants are increasing.
Yeah,
So
yeah, for sure. And then the atmosphere completely changes, right? It's like more people because I mean this one I did here in Hamburg already had a lot of people. It's like a lot of participants and a lot of people watching. And right at the end of the running course that you're like getting tired and pushing yourself to get to the finish line, there's so many people pushing you forward, you know, that when I looked at my chart of the race after, I actually did the last kilometers faster because
yeah,
I think because there were people just like go, they didn't even know me, but it's a different experience, isn't it? It's incredible.
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the last competition I had, I knew because of the accident in South Africa, I
Yeah.
knew the race director in Turkey.
Yeah.
And then I knew some people from Red Bull. I had an interview before the race with Red Bull and also photo shooting with them
Yeah.
the day before the the competition. And it was really great. And even if I had mm, kind of muscular issues during the run course. I didn't push that much till the end, but I couldn't not to finish the competition because it was the my comeback. So I really wanted to finish the Alpha Ironman in Turkey and get the finisher medal. So
Yeah.
it was really good. And one of the two guys who saved my life, one of the two, the French one, was actually participating, and he's really great. And
Mm.
yeah, he finished in 4 hours and 30 minutes, I think. Is really
Yeah.
good. And yeah,
Yeah.
I was telling to you about South Africa. Yes, in a
Yeah.
few words, they found me, those two guys, because we had an appointment for breakfast at 9 a.m. In the breakfast lounge of the
Yeah.
hotel, but I didn't show up. And they passed twice next to my door, and they heard the shower running.
Yeah.
They passed around 9 o'clock and around 10 o'clock, and
Yeah.
they heard the run, the shower still running. I
Yeah.
mean, okay, I'm a clean guy. I'm a clean guy, I can tell you. But
Yeah.
1 hour of shower is, I think
Yeah. Too
it's
much.
too much. Yes, yes, and they asked to the reception if it was possible to open the door and to check what's going on. I mean, because it's
Yeah.
our friend is there and is really punctual in terms of timing. I mean, he's really Swiss, not Italian, from this
Yeah.
point of view. And yes, and they found me in a bloodbath,
Yeah.
unconscious in a bloodbath, completely naked. So
Yeah.
not a great show.
Gee, no.
And yeah, I spent 6 days in coma, then 14 days in ICU, the intensive care unit, and yeah, then a total of 1 month in the hospital in Port Elizabeth in South Africa. Yeah. Then
Wow.
little by little, yeah, when I woke up, I told in English, I have to pee. Oh, come on, come on. So I mean, you are okay. You are fine. They told me. Yeah, but I mean, the first days when I was in the hospital were pretty tough. Were not that easy.
Yeah.
Then little by little, according also to the doctors, I miraculously uh, reprise. Yeah, let's say step by
Yeah.
step, little by little, no hurry. Then I had some complications because after you are a coach, so you must probably know it. After this kind of competition, you need to do it 2 weeks with the taper workouts. You don't have to push, but you need to move on. And
Yeah.
since I spent I think more than 3 weeks completely in a bed. I had a thrombosis on my left leg,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
so I couldn't come back by plane. And I told to the doctor, say, coming back by car from South Africa to Italy, yeah, Google Maps is telling me it's 9 days and I should pass through Nigeria, Cameroon. I mean, not the safest countries, but um, yes. And then I stayed in apartment for some other days. And after 1 month, I came back home. I had another month of visits in Italy. Then, of course, I reprised quite soon to swim. Just after
Mhm.
50 days, exactly 50 days after the accident, I started swimming again. But no bike, no run for some
Okay.
months. For some
Yeah.
months, no bike,
Yeah.
no run. Then
Wow, 50
in
days is really it's like you're really brave because 50 days is not a long time.
mm,
After an accident like that is really not a long time.
no, but despite the heat, the trauma I had on my head, because most probably I simply slid down on the floor, getting out of the shower and sliding
Yeah.
down. I crashed my skull, the part here. I crashed my skull on the sharp corner of the step going in out of the shower.
Ah, okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I basically I crashed my school there, and despite this big trauma, I can tell you that one of the first questions I asked to the doctors while I was still in intensive care unit was when I can reprise running,
Yeah.
and they
So
told me, "Hey,
I'm guessing out of the three, running might be your favorite.
uh, well, actually, not anymore. Maybe it's a swim
Oh,
now."
okay. Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, because at the time of the athletic times, I was running short distances, not long distances.
Yeah.
I never, I think, ran more than 10K in a competition. I mean,
Oh, okay.
before practicing for the Ironman, Alpha Ironman, and so forth and so on. But yes, I think I shoot this question because I'm running for I don't know how many years for my entire life. So it was
Yeah.
something that probably I could feel free. I could feel myself while I'm running. So it's. I think I asked that question, but they provide to me, hey, step by step, little by little. Maybe they actually didn't believe about it, but they told me maybe in 6 months you will reprise doing everything, and you will come back doing competition on long distances.
Yeah. Okay. It's funny. It's funny that for me, it's interesting. I like swimming, uh, but I'm not really good at it. I love the bike part. I love the bike. I really love the bike part. And running for me, it's like I do it because I love triathlon.
Okay.
But running is not something that I've been getting better, to be honest. I'm getting to like it more and more because I'm
Uh-huh.
not like a really lean guy. I mean, I fought judo before, so I was quite muscular before. So now I'm kind of trying to like get a little bit thinner to be easier to run and stuff like that. But I think the
Yeah.
bike for me is the best one of the three. It's really the best one of the three.
Well, let's say that swim is technical, so
Yeah.
you need to approach the swim part of the triathlon in a different way rather than I'm going out and riding a bike. I'm going out and run. It's uh,
Yeah,
it's it,
yeah.
it's way different because the more technical you are, the better you swim and the less you consume in terms of efforts and calories.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
it's quite technical, and I think I'm quite good in swimming. I completed the swim part in Turkey in 31 minutes. Then I also did a good part on the bike in 2 hours and 30 minutes. Maybe I pushed too much in the last 7, 8K because I was riding at 40 kilometers per hour average. So maybe it's a
Yeah,
little too much. And
yeah.
then, yeah, running, I had this small problem with my knee and I had to slow the pace a lot. But
So
the
you did the
important,
half Ironman at 40 kilometers per hour averaging.
no, the total of the bike course was 36.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No,
Just the
I was
last.
like because Frodeno does it 45, so I was like, okay, this is
No, 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 yeah, no,
significant.
no. There is a big
Yeah.
difference. There is a big difference. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
I
he's
remember.
huge.
I always, also, the swim part in an half Ironman and the full, it's important just to warm up, just to warm up yourself, I think, because I always do this kind of example. When I did the half Ironman in Kazakhstan, uh, I'm sure that you know Vinokurov, one of the Kazakh ex-former professional cyclists.
No, I don't know. I don't know him now.
He used to be a pro. He used to be a pro, okay?
Okay, okay.
A cyclist pro. And yes, I can tell you that the gap between me and Vinokurov after the swim, it was around 8 minutes. I was ahead 8 minutes.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
he was able to manage to clean the gap in
Yeah.
5K of cycling because he closed the bike course at around 45 kilometers per hour average.
Yeah. That's insane. That's yeah.
Hey, I mean, he's an ex-pro, so
Yeah.
how can you compare myself
Nah, there's no way.
with a pro? No way, no way, no, no, absolutely. But
Actually, that brings me to two questions that are interesting to me. One is like
yeah,
how because I mean I have a full-time job. I do career coaching as a freelance. So
luckily
for
I
me,
also have a full-time job so far.
yeah. So it's like how how do you balance the training because it's a lot of hours, and for me it's like interesting information because I finish work and I go straight to training. I don't think, I just go straight to training, so I don't think about it, and train at least 2 hours. So how do you balance that?
Yeah, in terms of hours, let's say weekly hours, I can tell you that for an half Ironman, I think between 12 and 15 are the correct hours of training.
Yeah,
Yes, sometimes you can maybe do some longer bike workouts, and maybe you exceed the 16, 15 hours. Yeah, it could make sense, but
yeah,
as an average rule between 12 and 16, because as you told me, we it's not our first job. And
yeah,
yes, and yes, when you are preparing a full distance Ironman, it's a second job,
yeah.
because
It is.
for a full Ironman, the weekly hours raise up to 17, 18, not more. I
Yeah,
mean, starting from
mhm,
14 to 18, because of course during the weekends you need to run long distance and you need to bike long distance.
yeah,
So it's sometimes challenging with your daily tasks, your daily job. As you might know, yeah, I'm working as a sales. I'm a district sales executive for an international freight forwarding industry, one of your competitor,
yeah,
and it's an American company,
yeah,
and yes, of course, the priority is our job.
yeah,
As a second, task, we can fill our days with our trainings. I'm not that great supporter of early morning trainings,
me
especially
neither.
during the weekdays. During the weekdays, not at all.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think I don't know. I think I prefer to sleep well and sleep enough
mm, yeah,
hours,
yeah,
and then train with like reset your body by sleeping. Because
yeah.
if you wake up at 5 in the morning every day and you sleep only 5 hours a day, it doesn't matter that you're working out in the morning. So I'm with you on that, 100%.
e- Exactly. The fourth important part of the training is the recovery.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you need to recovery. I mean, for me, it's once per week. Usually, it's Monday. Usually, but
Yeah.
if I don't usually feel tired because I
Mhm.
don't push that much during my workouts. I'm not a sprinter triathlete.
Yeah.
So heart is not used to. So yes, I prefer to do long distances so far.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I only have one. Well, actually, two more questions, and then
Yeah,
I'll
no problem.
let you go because I took a lot of your time, to be honest. But like for like looking at the future now, how's your calendar looking after all the cancellations we had? Do you still have competitions to do next year, or you still have some this year? How's your calendar looking?
I lost you, Vinicius. I lost you during your question. Could you please repeat it?
Okay, I was asking how. Okay, I was asking how your calendar is looking right now. You only have competitions next year, or you have like some this year? Any
Good,
competition this year?
good questions. Actually, I would like to participate in an half Ironman in autumn, maybe October or November.
Yeah,
Maybe it could be again that one in Turkey. Maybe not. I need to. No, so I don't know. I need to decide. Um,
yeah,
and yes, I think I will. I'm training to be ready for October. But
Yeah.
on the other hand, I'm not stressing myself that much.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, to
absolutely.
my last question that might help a lot of people, including myself, like for people that want to start in triathlon or are just starting, what do you think is the best tips that you can give to those people?
Don't rush. Don't
Yeah.
don't push too much yourself on trying to achieve something that uh, that you can achieve with the time.
Yeah.
If you are practicing to finish a half Ironman or a full Ironman, it's it means that you need to be focused on long goals, on long targets. It's not something. I mean, it's true that when it said that Rome wasn't built in a day, it's the
Yeah.
same. You will never be ready for a full Ironman in a few months. It's something that you need to practice on regular basis, and you need to pass through lots of difficult and challenging days
Yeah.
because lots of times you are not motivated to train. You are not. You don't want to train. Just train
Yeah.
and trying to feel. I mean, there are of course there are lots of aspects of your life that could influence your training because
Hmm.
when you are training for hours and you are alone, of course your mind is thinking about every aspect of your life. Okay,
Yeah.
and they could happen that there are some challenging times where it's quite difficult to train. And I can tell you by my experience. Last year
Yeah.
I passed not so easy moments for different reasons. And yes, you need to be strong mentally. It's I
Yeah.
mean, you will understand that your mind is powerful. It's powerful,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
some doctors told to my parents in South Africa because, of course, they came there when I was in the hospital. I think his reprise was so fast because his mind is always scheduled to do something every day in order to reach a certain target, even if
Yeah.
this target is not close to you. And if you are, for example, if you are married, I was talking about it with a friend I visited in these days because he told me, hey, I would like to participate and finish one Ironman in my life and be an
Mhm.
Ironman, okay? And when he was telling me this, he was also with his wife. And I
Yeah.
replied to him, hey, for you, it could be easy because it's just a matter of workouts and training on regular basis. But the other person who will participate in this Ironman is your wife because you will not be at home. You will not be at home
Yeah.
for lots of hours during the weekends. You have a certain schedule, calendar every day.
Yeah.
It's not easy. You need to have her full support.
Yeah. Absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely. I think I mean, for me, it's the same, and for every triathlete I've ever met is the same. You need to have them on board, otherwise it doesn't work.
No, of
Well,
course.
I could talk for 4 or 5 hours with you, but maybe in the future we can have another chat.
Of
Um,
course.
but but
Anytime.
but but for today, I'm gonna thank you very, 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 very much for doing this live with me. I'm gonna put the video in the feed so people can watch it and get the tips
Okay.
from like an amazing competitor like you. I hope someday I get you this amount of races. I hope someday
Yeah,
I get there.
it's only a matter of
Um,
time.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And well, let's see. Maybe in the future I can even meet you in a race. That would be
Ah,
amazing.
of course, of course. It could be a
Yeah.
race. It could be one of my travel around the world. We for sure, Vinicius. One day we will meet, and you will see that I'm not telling you a lie. And if anyone else would like to have any kind of tips, I mean, just add me on Instagram and write me, and for sure I will be much more than happy to support them.
Nice. That's very nice of you. So thank you very much,
Thank you for your
and
time.
have a good evening.
You too. You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.